home. We are WNST, Towson, Baltimore. Baltimore Positive, trying to towel off down here at Mako. All of it brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. At the Gold Rush Sevens doublers, we will have these next Friday as well at Fadley's in Lexington Market when the Cheatstros come in to take on the Orange. I'm actually drinking my Royal Farms coffee out of my Maryland Lottery gold mug, the cornbread. The elected official on the Eastern Shore said he's going to steal. The mayor of Frederick will not do that to me. Liberty Pure Solutions putting us out on the road, Jiffy Lube. I had to get a drink in. I've been trying to get Michael O'Connor on the program for 2 Makos now. And listen, I don't know how you become the mayor of Frederick. I don't even think of who mayors of municipalities are before I started doing Baltimore Positive. But when I did the Crab Cake Tour a couple years ago, I had befriended Emily Keller on the internet, of all things. I think she, kicked Trump on the internet when he was saying stupid stuff. And I got to know her a little bit. And then I did this Crab Cake Tour. And I called people all over the state that I knew, and I said, I'm having a crab cake here and here and here and here. Where should I go? And everybody told me, you need to get a crab cake at 2 places in Frederick. And I've been up to Big Corks right outside of your place there. So I know some people up there. And I got recommendations at Dutch's Daughter, right?
Always on the list.
And I got a recommendation in downtown. Give me the name of the place on the corner. Hold on, I got to pull up my little – because I don't want to get it wrong, and you definitely don't want to get it wrong. But I went to downtown Frederick on a Friday night in the middle of the tour, and I thought, we'll get a room. It'll be sleepy. It'll be quiet. We'll grab a crab cake. And the next thing I know, downtown Frederick becomes this awesome place that we have fallen in love with, and I got to find the name of the place we went to because I don't want to get it wrong. Tasting Room. There you go. Tasting Room. So – the tasting room's in the middle of downtown Frederick, right? And we're there, and we're looking around, and I'm thinking to myself, I like this place, And I had never really thought about going out there and having a beer in downtown Frederick or getting a room. I know you have shows out there and all that. So it's good to have you on because I want you to give me 15 minutes of why people in Baltimore need to come out to Frederick more often.
I think Frederick had a reputation for many years because it was that gateway to the western part of the state that was seen as rural and conservative and not
I went to Keys games
connected.
30 years ago, so right? That lured me there.
But over the last 30 years, things like bringing the Keys to town, the rehabilitation and revitalization of our downtown post-1970s flooding, the reinvestment in our historic core, all of that has brought these funky small businesses, the great restaurant scene, the breweries, the distilleries, the events.
You called it funky. I love that. It is funky.
Hip and historic is what we talk about a lot.
Well, hip. Why hip? Give me, where did hip come in? How did Frederick have this bakehouse that I wake up and I want to drive to get to, and they're always sold out of the donuts and the croissants when I get there?
Yeah, you better get up early in the morning if you want to get something from the bakehouse.
I know this, and you got that pasta joint. Wait till I start promoting this pasta joint in a minute. Go ahead. Keep going.
So you put all of these entrepreneurs in one place. People who've got these interesting concepts for stores and shops and retail, restaurants, all of it. And what you get is this really eclectic, kind of cool downtown that is a little different every time you visit. So it's great for the people like me who live there because I can go to a different restaurant every night and not double back for weeks. People
in Baltimore think Annapolis is pretty and cute and it has that cobblestone and hey, I'm going to go spend that Saturday in Annapolis. I'm going to go eat, drink, sit in the water, see some boats, do some shopping, right? Frederick is that place too.
We've got our Weinberg Center for the Arts. We have our Maryland Ensemble Theater, our New Spire Arts. So there's
the Weinberg thing's been getting some good shows.
Absolutely.
Rock shows and stuff that my friends have been going out there. And when I find, hey, Facebook, I'm planning and attending an event, I'll say, hey, man, get out there early. Go have a beer. Go sit down and eat something. It's great.
We got Toad the Wet Sprocket coming in the fall.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Right. That sort of thing shows up on my timeline when that happens.
So you take all of those things together, the amenities, the museums, the fact that it's a preserved historic downtown, very walkable, very accessible. The only thing that we don't have, and we're working on it, is structured downtown lodging. You can't get a hotel room in down. You can get a hotel room in Frederick. You can't get a hotel room in downtown Frederick, but that's about to change.
And you're going to change it.
Well, we've got a hotel, a 67-room Marriott Tribute Collection property opening up in a few months, and then we've got a larger scale 200-room hotel with conference facilities, meeting spaces that we've been working on for about a decade along our creek. So one more thing to get people to come and stay in downtown Frederick, spend the weekend.
Along your creek.
Along the creek.
It's a creek.
We call it Carroll Creek, yes.
So the water that goes through your city, I call it a moat, but that's okay. Whatever.
Some people call it a canal. Some people call it the river.
The canal. It's a canal. Okay. That there's a brewery that backs up to it down there.
There's 4 breweries that are within a stone's throw of.
I went to one of them, and
Idiom, Steinhardt, Attaboy, and Rack.
I went to Idiom. To Idiom, and I also went to the one Monocacy. Does that sound right or no?
Yeah, that's a little farther.
That's a little further north,
out.
and there's a pizza shop right there that Napolitano.
Cugino Forno.
I'm telling you, I've been to Frederick.
It's obvious.
I like Frederick, and I want to come back, and that's why I wanted to have you on. But the other day, I'm driving to Cleveland to hang out with Thomas Dolby and to see Sammy Hagar because my hair's long. And I'm out, like, just getting to Frederick, Linganori, kind of out that way. And I pulled over for a minute because I'm like, it's Sunday morning, and I'm driving to Cleveland, and I had to pick up this pasta. There's a pasta shop in downtown Frederick. I want to promote this place because I like promoting local places. But this place is the most unique place because we stumbled in because we're shoppers, and it's funky. I'll give you all that. They have 200 different kinds of specialty pastas. Garlic, pepper, lemon,
all the shapes.
All shapes, gluten-free. And my wife is diabetic, so she needs, like, low carb. So, like, low carb, egg noodles, that sort of thing. This place is 2 doors up from the tasting shop. And I think it's called the Pasta Palette.
Pasta Palette.
Pasta Palette, is that right? There it is. A noodle store and more. There it is right there. 121 North Market Street. And I went in there, and my wife did. It was a surprise for my wife because I looked, and they were closed on Tuesday when I was coming back because I was going to get it on the way home. So I pulled in, hustling and bustling, maybe like noon on a Sunday, brunch. Hard to park, I got into downtown.
Don't say that. We got great parking in downtown.
I pulled right
hard
in.
To park.
Well,
yeah.
You have garages there.
We do.
I was just
5
trying.
of them.
I had parked in the garage. I didn't want to do that. I was just trying to get in and out.
I get it.
So
I get it. Everybody wants to park on the street.
And I had to pee, too. So I had to, like, stop, run in, and the poor girl there, I'm like, 8 ounces of that, 8 ounces of that, 8 ounces of that, 8 ounces. So next thing I know, I'm, like, walking out like a brick of pasta under my arm.
That's what we love. We love it when people come downtown, they discover something they didn't know existed, and they spend more time there than they thought they were going to.
I'm about to pay you the highest compliment. I snuck in and out. I had to pee. I went to the outskirts of town. I wound up going to McDonald's, right, on the way out of town. And I thought, I wish I had more time here. That's the highest compliment I could pay you.
Well, we also want it to be a place that you're going to come back to because you know that you may only be spending a little time.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
And now you have an opportunity to say, you know what? I just found this other thing that's happened in Frederick. I got to go back.
Tell me about economic development, all that cool stuff. Another cool thing I did in Frederick about 5 years ago. A friend of mine that owns Brooks Huff Tire, not a sponsor, but I'm promoting you. Hi, Jay. Called me and said Goodyear is doing a blimp ride. And we can get people to ride in the blimp. And I said to my wife, of course I'm going to want to ride the Goodyear blimp, right? I mean, that's on everybody's bucket list. And Jay writes me back and says, hey, it's in Frederick. You have to go to the Frederick right near Key Stadium, right, Harry Grove Stadium, excuse me.
East side of the city airport, yeah.
So I pull in on like a Tuesday at 11 in the morning, my ride. I had an hour-long ride in the Goodyear blimp. And I pulled in. And there's the Goodyear blimp sitting in the middle of Frederick. And I went up in the blimp, and what we really saw was Frederick. We went down toward Big Cork. We went out toward the mountains there, sort of a little bit toward Hagerstown, and then circled back. But my ride in the Goodyear blimp was over beautiful Frederick, Maryland.
I love that.
Some people want to be over Big Sur, like when they shot the commercials. I was over the mountains, the Katahdin Mountains. Is that what they are?
The Catoctin Mountains, little foothills of the Appalachians.
You've seen. I've looked at a lot of Google Maps, Mayor.
The blimp is often in Frederick after there's been a national event telecast like Ravens game, like a Monday night Ravens game or whatever. Frederick is a good place for it to sequester while it gets ready to go to whatever the next place, or an in-between stop between something in Washington or Cleveland or Pittsburgh or whatever.
So it's there frequently.
Yeah, we're a
You're a blimp town.
We see it regularly.
Well,
Yeah,
there's a free plug for Goodyear there, but that's pretty cool when you.
They're not the only blimp company though. There's other
blimp companies use Frederick.
There are other blimp advertising. I don't.
So here's your plug for classic rock. So you're saying you're a Zeppelin town. Is
there
that what
you
you're
go.
saying?
I like it.
You're a Zeppelin town.
I like it.
Mayor Michael O'Connor is here from Frederick, Maryland. What other people need to know about it? I mean, other than your Chamber of Commerce, good turn. I mean, economics running the town, people moving there, bedroom community for D.C. perceived to be up 270.
Well, but trying to really change that mentality with the growth of life sciences and biosciences companies in Frederick, the presence of Fort Detrick and the Frederick National Lab. We really are developing our own ecosystem for a scientific mindset. And I think a lot of the growth that we're seeing in Frederick right now is because people have more flexibility in how they work. And so when you can choose to live almost anywhere and work in Washington or Baltimore, a place with a high quality of life, that's got low crime, that's got good schools, that's got a funky, hip, historic downtown with great amenities.
And you get to D.C. and Baltimore in an hour.
And you're an hour. And you're 3 hours from Pittsburgh and 2 hours from Philadelphia and Richmond. And you jump on a train at BWI and be in New York City by lunchtime.
That's why I wanted to have you on. I mean, what was your real line of work? What did you do in the real world?
I did what you did. I was a radio broadcaster and television for 20 years. I was in journalism in Frederick County, Washington County.
I like a man who loves facts. You know what I mean? What made you want to be the mayor?
I had been covering local government for a long time and changed careers, went to nonprofit management and saw some decisions that were being made in my city, the city I grew up in, that I wasn't a huge fan of. And like most people, you run because you think you can make a difference. And I've been in office now since 2009, mayor since 2017. I think we're making a difference.
Well, I'll tell you what. I love coming to your town. I'm really appreciative of you spending a little bit of time with me. I walked up. I saw your badge last year, and it said Frederick. I'm like, Mayor Fred. I think you might have been wearing a shirt like this, and I'm like, hey, man, I like your town. And next thing I know, it's amazing the people you meet after 10 p.m. in Ocean City at Mako, right?
It is
I didn't go out
something
last night.
I'm going to talk about because I'm in bed by 10 o'clock every night.
I went to bed last night.
That's the official story.
Well, I went to bed at 9:15 last night, and the party I actually met you at later than 9 p.m. last year, I did not attend last. Did I miss anything? I mean, like, I lost my voice last night, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm out.
I couldn't tell you what you missed because I wasn't there.
Listen,
that's the official story.
Well, it wears me out down here. That's all I'm going to say.
You do get.
I'm going to let you go back to
after
Frederick and keep your job after all these years as an elected official. But thanks for coming by. And anything else I need to know about? Give me some more reasons to come to Frederick. Can my wife paddleboard in Frederick?
You can't paddleboard in Frederick.
Yeah, I didn't think she could.
We don't.
You don't have lakes, right?
The boats that we put on Carroll Creek, we put them in the wintertime, and they're lighted with Christmas lights. It's a whole holiday nonprofit
Lighted
fundraising
boats.
Opportunity. The sailing through the winter solstice.
Yeah, I mean, my wife would move to Frederick tomorrow.
but a little bit outside of Frederick, you can do things in Lake Linganore. You get the Monocacy River. We're close to, a lot of things that are really great.
Well, the one thing I've used Frederick for is at Big Corks. I know Randy down at Big Corks, and, I would go down there for, he had concerts down there and tribute bands and that sort of thing. There's just a lot going on out there, and it's just so close,
Yeah, we're really happy with where we are. We've got more work to do in a number of areas. We have some transportation needs we want to address. The cost of housing is not where we'd like it to be for most people, so still work to do.
All right, well,
we're not perfect, but we're striving.
What do you do down here at Mako that helps your town? I mean, we're seeing other people.
So one of the other hats that I wear in addition to being the mayor of the city of Frederick is this year I'm the president of the Maryland Municipal League. So I'm here this
That
week.
means what? What is the Maryland Municipal League?
We are the association of 157 cities, towns, and villages, 3 special taxing districts, 160 units of local government, and we're here to advocate on behalf of the needs of municipal governments all over the state of Maryland. So Frederick at 80,000 residents is one kind of need. The town of Port Tobacco in Charles County with 21 residents has very different needs, but we're here to work on behalf of all of them, big and small. Many of the challenges across our municipal governments are the same.
And they are what?
Housing, transportation, childcare, jobs,
safety,
creating high quality of life in our communities. Every town wants the same thing. They want to create a place that their residents can be proud of, a place that they can raise their family, where their kids can play with safety. And we're all in the same boat together trying to lift what we're doing in municipal governments all across the state. 2 million plus residents of the state of Maryland live inside municipal corporations. And so the work that gets done by mayors and council people in collaboration, in the best instances with our county partners,
affects 85%
and the
of the state, right?
is about a third of the state's population. So it matters what happens inside our cities. That's true in Baltimore. It's true in Frederick. It's true in Hagerstown, Salisbury, everywhere.
Potholes, constituent services.
We are in the service delivery business at the municipal government level. It is. It's streets, it's street lights, it's parks, it's park maintenance, it's plowing snow, it's picking up trash. It's the stuff that people, when you get it wrong, you hear about it very quickly.
I'm going to make you laugh because I didn't have Mayor Meehan was not on, but my wife and I were walking down, I believe it might be 48th Street or 45th Street, and we're on the coastal highway, and we looked over, and the street line, the lining was completely crooked, like a golf course that, you know, the bee was chasing the guy.
Somebody was at Secrets the night before.
So I looked at it and I thought, you know, somebody's going to yell at the mayor about that. Mayor Michael O'Connor here from Frederick. All are brought to you by the mayor. I'm going to give you my Maryland lottery. You get I feel like Oprah. You get a lottery ticket. You get a lottery ticket. Gold Rush at Sevens Doublers. We're going to have the Ravens scratch-offs to give away after they get done with the Falcons this week. John Martin joined us. We're going to have Senators Ben Card, Chris Van Allen going to be joining us, and lots of elected officials, including my new friend in Frederick. Can't get me a discount on that pasta, but I buy bulk, man. When I go in there, I buy bulk. But I'll be back to have a beer and some cheer and some Toad the Wet Sprocket and this new hotel you're going to have opening online down there. And get
Let
out
me
to
know
the
we're in your
library
town. We'll grab a beverage.
I like that. There are a few restaurants I still haven't been to that I've identified, and the part of you having such an incredible bakehouse there in the morning is you need to spend the night to be up early enough to go get the breakfast.
To get in line,
and
exactly.
I realize this. I understand this. We're going to find a Friday, Saturday, Sunday sort of combination, and we're going to make Frederick our point of call for one night.
I like it. I like it.
I got to get back to Idiom and have a beer.
All right.
I feel young when I'm in Frederick. I feel, your word, funky. Funky. I like that. Art shops. We're going to come back from Mako in Ocean City. All of it brought to you by Liberty Pure Solutions, keeping our water crystal clear, as well as Jiffy Lube, powering up Luke, getting him out to Owings Mills and down to Camden Yards as the Orioles and the Ravens make hay here later in the week. They're going to be on the West Coast next week as well. We're going to be at Fadley's giving out the Gold Rush Sevens Doublers next Friday as the Cheatstros come into Baltimore and take over Camden Yards. I'm Nestor. Back for more on WNST AM 1570 from Mako in Ocean City right after this.